What's up, guys? It's your girl Ryden, and you are tuned in here to Gray Area. We are the hub of house music culture and discovery, and I'm so excited to welcome today to the show our spotlight series my girl Lilly Palmer. Lilly is a techno DJ from Germany. She has releases out on Drum Code and her own label Spannung. Lilly, welcome to the show.
Hello guys.
Hi.
Happy to be here. Hi.
Thanks for being here. Where are you at right now?
I'm at home. I live next to Amsterdam in the Netherlands. So it's pretty dark here because it always gets dark around 5 o'clock already in the winter.
Girl, it's
Very
5 p.m. here. Yeah, no, it's and 5 p.m. here in LA is like dark now also. It's just
okay. Yeah.
It's crazy, right?
Crazy, yeah. Every winter it's the same and everyone talks about this for like 2 months and then it gets lighter again.
Everyone complains for 2 months and by the time you're done complaining, it like fixes
itself. Better, yeah.
Do you find that like does nightlife start earlier if it gets dark earlier out there?
Oh, that's a good question. No, I guess not. I guess later because normally in the summer, because I'm in the northern part of Europe, okay. People are out super long with festivals and everything. Yeah, is until 11, 12, and then maybe people go to a club. But yeah, talking about festivals and everything, it's until 11 in the evening because it's so light. You know, sometimes you can even see the sunset until 11 p.m.
Wow.
Yeah, it's really nice.
That's wild. Do you find yourself like, do you like it when it gets dark earlier? Like, do you feel more creative, or are you kind of like my whole vibe is my whole day is off?
That changed in the last 3-4 years because of my partner. Before I was always typical night active, always staying up until 2 or 3 o'clock and thinking, oh, I'm the most creative right now. But yeah, when I changed, I moved from Switzerland to the Netherlands because of my new partner. He has a completely different structure of his day. And I adjusted to that and I really became a day creative. So for me, it's different now. I just want to sleep when it's dark.
Wow.
So,
is he in music as well?
Yeah, he's a producer. Yeah, we produce together, you know. So what? Yes.
Are you guys in a duo, or does he release music separately? Do we know?
No. No. We keep it separate, for sure. We had one production together, but for the rest, we love to keep it separate because yeah, I don't believe in this whole couple thing so much, you know. We are private, we are a couple, but for business we work together, do music together, but I don't want to interfere with each other's careers too much, you know. I personally also don't find it so attractive if couples are the whole time in this romantic mode. I don't know, for me it takes away something of the magic, so we just keep it separate.
Yeah, it's nice to be, I mean, you were Lilly Palmer before you met him,
yes,
I'm sure.
Exactly.
So it's important to be independent and still your own person. And you can do stuff, you know, on the side, but it'll never be your complete identity, is kind of what you're saying.
Yeah, and also there's a reason why you don't see a lot of male and female duos. I mean, there's not much. That's because I think you always have the opposite gender being attracted to you, and if you're a couple, then it's maybe a bit more complicated for your fans, you know what I mean? Yeah, not really. I think as a woman, as a female DJ, you have a lot of male fans and vice versa, so we just keep it apart and it's fine. It works for us like that.
I love that you're honest about that, because I think most women DJs would not want to talk about that as much and be like, no, I mean, it's a real thing. Like, you know, I have a lot of male fans and maybe they don't want to come see me holding hands with my boyfriend on stage.
Oh, no, I can be super honest with that. If I post a picture of him, I can see losing followers, you know? Yeah, no, that's just how it works. And I don't know. It's just fine for us like that, and we don't need this. You know, look, we are in a relationship the whole time.
Yeah. Are you guys like? Did you publicly announce who he is, or like?
Of course, no. Everyone knows it. The scene knows this, and also a lot of fans know it. But I'm just not gonna put a lot of attention to it because I think it's cheesy. You know, the whole time to show, this is my boyfriend. And I don't know.
Well, and you know, like I said, it's like you were Lilly Palmer before this, and like that's who you don't need to have someone else be a part of your identity if you don't choose it to be. So I totally get and respect that too. Cause I think and you can tell me if you've experienced this, because I think the scene is
Mhm.
probably more different where you are, but as a woman in a very male dominated world, you know, you have to make certain choices, and you've worked so hard to become who you
Mhm.
are and get the recognition and respect you have, you know, as an independent person. So
Yeah, it is really not so super easy as a female DJ in the scene, but I also don't want to complain because
of course.
I would say in the beginning it's harder.
Mm.
Um, I started raving when I was 17, 18, and when my friends dragged me to the local clubs. And for me, it was always a very male dominated scene, but I also didn't really think about that back then. It was just how it is. And then later on, a friend of mine told me, hey, why don't you start DJing? Because every week you come to me with those amazing tracks. And I was like, yeah,
Mm.
look at that track. You have to listen to it. Every week I had something new. So my friend was like, why don't you start it? And really my first my first reaction was, but I'm a woman. But you know what is it? Of course I
Yeah.
can start it, but I was not thinking about it at all. Um, and then after some months, it yeah became much more a thing in my head. Maybe I could try it. And then I did it, and as soon as I started, I kind of lost all of those male DJ friends who I had before. And yeah, I couldn't really explain what was happening, but I think they didn't like it.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so I didn't have this support as I think a normal local male DJ has his friends. They are
Mhm.
also DJs, and they're gonna, help each other, support each other, give you a gig here, give you a gig there.
Mhm.
And with me, that didn't happen at all. Um, but once you develop yourself a little bit and you get a little bit of attention, then it becomes really fast. And I think then it's also easier as a woman because you're gonna, reach a lot of people very fast because you're very unique. And
Mhm.
so it has its bad and good sides, and
Yeah.
sometimes it can be annoying. Like there's a lot of sexism in this whole thing, but I think it's in every job. It's not only with DJs. It's going to be everywhere.
Definitely. Well, and with any job that is predominantly one gender or the other, you know, there's raised eyebrows, there's comments, there's
Yeah.
subtext, you know, and stuff like that. I think it's so interesting that you mentioned um that originally you started with, you know, all these male DJs that you knew, and then
Mhm.
when you came up or started to try it, all of a sudden
Mhm.
you didn't find them supportive. Because I went through almost I did. I went through the exact same process
Wow.
where, you
Yeah.
know, when I started, I thought I was established behind the scenes in a different genre than I'm in now. And I thought
Mhm.
probably what you thought, yo, like I know everyone, these are my homies. When I start, everyone's just, you know,
Yeah.
gang, gang. We're all gonna come up like a crew to, and girl, no. People,
No.
I don't know what I do know what it is, and you can tell me what you think, but like for some reason, the crew that you start with has a mental block with being able to see you as the new version of yourself, you know? And I think
Yeah.
it's a self-reflection thing too, where they almost see they see kind of themselves in you, and there's something about you doing it too that like I don't know, and I don't know why it's only with women, because yeah, like when it's dudes, it felt like it was more of like a crew thing, and I
Yeah.
didn't see myself probably similarly to you, like you said, you didn't think of it, so you're like, well, I'm part of the crew. Why wouldn't I be crew? You know?
Yeah. But I felt it already. I remember really very clearly that the day I opened my Facebook Lilly Palmer fan page. I
Yeah.
was sitting in front of the laptop and I was shivering, being afraid that I would get immediately a shitstorm. It's ridiculous because there was no one to do that. But I was so afraid that everyone would laugh at me so much. But then
Mm.
with every like, I got some from some friends and no fans because I didn't have fans yet. But
Of
my
course.
friends supported me out of the scene, not the scene people. But with every like, I was like, oh, okay, so maybe it's not that bad, and people accept
Yes.
it. And then afterwards, I thought, what was that? Why was I so afraid of that? It's totally fine that a woman is trying it, and you have this in your system already that it's kind of not okay. Yeah, and so many things happen as well into this direction, but you learn to ignore it and laugh about it. And sometimes I even understand it, because as women we get a lot more reach, of course. It's just I like to look at a woman more than a man sometimes. So I even understand it. So it's just how the world works.
Well, but first of all, also props to you because that I know that as an artist, that first phase is so critical. Like when you're scared, like you were talking about, like you're literally like shaking in front of your. I remember feeling like that too. Like I'm gonna post the first press photo. Like what.
Yeah,
And dude, but
exactly.
it takes so much to even think about doing that first press photo and then creating the page and then hitting publish.
Yeah.
And like one of my favorite quotes is courage is not the absence of fear, it's having that fear and doing it anyway.
Oh, I love this one. I also had that once on my Facebook page,
Yes,
I
girl.
think. Yeah.
So props to you for being courageous and doing it anyway, because a lot of people never do that. And by the way, that's an all gender thing. Like,
Oh yeah.
a lot of people just never even launch. So good for you. Do you remember, like, was there ever a point where like you reached a certain point in your career where you're like, okay, now I'm good. Like now I made it. Like I'm good. Like
Um no. No. No, not at all. I think I had before Corona hit us all. I had like those 3-4 months of a breakthrough. But then Corona hit me. So I really didn't feel like, oh, now I made it. I was more like, oh, I got a little bit of a taste of success, and then everything was canceled. And now the funny thing is that through Corona, the whole COVID stuff, my career just went on and took more off. And like now it's really going very well, even though I didn't have so much time to play. But still, every week I'm again like, did I play the best set last week? Can I change it? Can I make it better? I'm not good enough sometimes. Like I still have those thoughts, and I also think they are important, because if I would be coming home from a gig and be like, wow, that was the best ever, then something is wrong. I think it is in us artists that we always want to develop and always want to get better. So I know that I reached a certain point in my career which is really good. It's also stable, and I think that's not gonna go away pretty soon, but still I want to reach much more.
No, and you wouldn't be human if you didn't have any, thoughts or feedback or insecurities about yourself. You'd be Kanye level confidence, girl.
Oh yeah, exactly.
What are some of the future plans and stuff and goals that you mentioned that you want to achieve?
Well, just today, like 3 hours ago, I launched my first web shop.
Oh, that's right. I saw it. It's so dope.
Yeah.
Congrats.
Thank you.
I love, by the way, the bomber jacket is fire.
It's
oh
really
my,
nice.
I saw that. I was like, I kind of want to wait. No, what is that?
Yeah. No, it's really
So
cool.
good.
I'm happy that I have this item, because I wear bomber jackets the whole time and I always wanted to have my own. And the fabric of a bomber jacket is not so easy to print on like a hoodie or a t-shirt.
You have to
But
embroider. Yeah,
but we made it happen, and that looks really cool. So I'm really excited. It's fun. I can see on my app like who's online and how many people are checking the stuff, and it's really fun.
dude, it looks so good. Congrats.
Thank you.
Did you design it yourself?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Like actually, this is something what I would do together with my boyfriend, so we he studied graphic design, so he's really good with that, and he makes a small layout, and then I look at it, and we just brainstorm until we find the perfect thing, and then we try it out. And then I believe in doing a lot of things yourself.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw, but I produced like 15 live streams in the whole Corona time. And also there, like I was like, okay, you have to invest very smart, and And I always thought maybe it's better if I buy all the equipment and then we just do it together instead of depending on a big team. Maybe then this person cannot come or something like that. So we developed the skills on our own, and I really like that we can do a lot of stuff alone.
Now you don't need other people to put you on.
No, that's great. No, really,
Yep.
I love
Go,
that feeling.
girl.
That's really we're really independent.
Yeah. I mean, speaking of being independent, you also have your own label, Spannung,
Yes.
that we talked about earlier,
Yes.
which is so dope. I love seeing women and I love seeing boss women in positions of starting their own thing. So tell us a little bit about your label. Oh, and tell us you figured out what it meant. So translate it for the rest of us who don't know what Spannung means.
Yes. So we just talk about it. What exactly is the word in English? No, it just means voltage. And I chose that word because I'm German, and in German, Spannung has two meanings. So on the one hand, it also means voltage. On the other hand, it means tension. And I really like this wordplay because tension can be positive or negative. But also it reminds me a bit of the job of as a DJ. You are always under that tension, you know. And so with the electricity and the voltage thing, that has a different private meaning. It's something because I met my boyfriend because of one of his tracks, which was called Electricity. So that's why I chose that word. Yeah.
I love that. It's like it's got a personal meaning and it's got an overall meaning. And like I love the little DJ love story too. Where do I sign up? God, it's me again. And tension also, like the first thing I thought when I heard tension was that is such a key part of just overall a DJ's set, but also within song structure, like tension and release, you know, like there's no drop, quote unquote. I know techno doesn't do as hard of a drop as we do, but like, you know, there's no tension and without tension and release, there is no song structure. There's no overall structure of the DJ set. So that's perfect.
So I really like the word for it. Yeah.
Are you releasing other artists on your label? Is it mostly your own records right now?
We're planning to. So we started this in the beginning of Corona because I thought, okay, this is the perfect timing to do this. And so far we only did tracks of mine, tracks of Egbert, and something what we did together. And I'm really open for new artists. It's just, it didn't happen yet. I didn't find the perfect track for it. It's really important that I would play it all over, you know, and it has to be really unique. And high quality, of course. So it's difficult to find a lot of tracks, but I also, to be honest, I don't have stress. You know, for me, it's just quality, and I also believe in single releases. That's because I always find that the second track of an EP gets so much less attention, and it's kind of sad. You know, you put so much work into your track, so I rather would get two tracks of one artist, but then do two releases than in one. So we don't have stress with it. We just we are very open. If someone sends me something, I'm going to listen to it. But so far, it's not there yet.
Are you looking for more records along the same lines as your sound then, or are you open to like all house genres?
Well, it should be techno, and I should be able to play it in my sets. But sometimes I also play melodic.
So yes.
It can be also less hard, you know. It can be softer. Sometimes I have really melodic tracks to end the set. But in general, I would call it like raw underground techno,
which is totally your sound. So I mean, and you grew up a little bit outside of Munich, Germany, right?
Yeah, like it's not Munich, it's Nuremberg, but probably not many people know this. So it's like 1.5 hours north of Munich, and there in a small town I grew up.
What was that like?
It's funny because we've just been there visiting my dad and my mother, and every time I'm there, of course it's nice, but I also remember how much I wanted to escape that place.
Wow.
Because it's very narrow-minded, I would call it. Of course, nice people, everything's fine, but I always felt like I want to see more. I want to experience more of this world. And sometimes Germany can be a little bit behind with technologies. It's really crazy. You won't believe it, but it's really true. If my manager, he's in Germany and he's in the train, we cannot talk. We cannot talk on the phone. It's just impossible.
Oh, because of reception.
Yeah, and
Okay.
everywhere else it's great, but not in Germany.
Wow.
And those little things, I don't know, it makes life sometimes, for me, they're a little bit depressing. But for other people, it's perfect, you know. It's just I didn't like it so much.
Did you find that there was like a cultural like influences as well that like impacted your childhood and all that? Just
Um,
from growing up in that area versus
yeah,
Aether
no,
or Amsterdam?
I think everyone has that. I'm a
Yeah.
German for sure, you know, like I'm all about rules and planning
Girl,
and
I'm Asian, I know.
but that like that typical area where I'm from, I can't really say that that really influenced me more than if I would have been born in the north of Germany or something like that. I don't really see that. I like to be a German, it's fine, but for example, living in the Netherlands, I prefer much more.
How long, when did you move to the Netherlands? Like how long were you in Germany for?
Before the Netherlands, I lived 6 years in Switzerland.
Oh, awesome. It's
Also
beautiful
really
there.
nice.
Oh,
And now since 3 years, I live here.
okay. So then you were in Germany until, because you said you started clubbing around 17, right?
Yeah, but now we won't calculate my age.
Well, I was more trying to figure out, I was like, are you allowed to club out there at 17? Because in the US it's 8.
No,
Okay.
no,
That's
no,
what I was
no.
trying to wonder.
No, that was a little bit with fake IDs and stuff like that. So, oh, but it's like 3 years ago, you know?
Yeah, that was last year, you guys. She just
Exactly.
started clubbing.
Yeah, exactly.
Did you go out in nightlife out there, or was it in Switzerland that you started going out in nightlife?
No, it was in Germany. But in Switzerland, I really, really started to fall in love with deep house, especially, and then also decided in Switzerland to start playing.
Yeah, I was good. The reason I asked that is I was gonna ask what the scene is like in all the three different places you've lived,
Mm-hmm.
in Germany and Switzerland and now in Amsterdam. Do you find it to be similar, or what are the differences, especially
No,
as a kid growing up, you know?
yeah, it's very different. Especially Switzerland and the Netherlands is very different. So in Switzerland, it's very deep sound, very melodic.
Mm.
Um, Also, I would call it melancholic.
Oh, interesting.
Like,
Okay.
yeah, a lot of nights I spent there when all the DJs would play also 5-6 hours, and it's always kind of this sound, and then you get in kind of a trance. For me, it was kind of expressing my emotions with this. Um, while here in the Netherlands, I think it's much harder, like really hard, or much more house.
Mm.
Yeah.
I feel
So
like,
that,
yeah, there's more up tempo hype type stuff that comes out of the Netherlands, right?
yeah, yeah, I would say so too.
Because
Yeah.
because you also, I mean, you have like mix mash records and stuff like out there too, which like
Hmm.
there's a lot more like main stage ready stuff as well as like proper house and techno in that scene.
Yeah.
So what do you think all of that influenced your sound today, or what do you think has had the greatest impact on your sound?
Oh yeah, so definitely Switzerland.
Oh, okay, awesome.
Yeah,
Were
yeah.
you
Because
playing music? Go ahead.
yeah, because I started also with this deep sound and deep house and bars. You know, I really had to get my experience there, and so my sets are sometimes still melodic, but I just felt more and more that I have this energetic side in me.
Yeah.
Um, and that took over. So I really like it still. I would also still go to clubs and listen to that. Um, but now I prefer hard techno, even though a lot of people wouldn't even consider my music as hard techno. You know, they're in Germany, in Berlin, it's like much harder than what I
Mm,
do. So I think I'm in
mm.
the middle.
For us out here, it's definitely hard techno, but which is why I
Okay,
also love your
yeah.
side. But I'm in Los Angeles, so
Yeah. But I think the American scene is really growing
it
and it's getting
is.
better, I think.
Yeah, it is. Were you playing instruments in high school? Like, who were you in high school? That's what I'm wondering. Like, like everyone's like, I was the nerdy girl, by the way. So, like, were you an
Yeah.
athlete? Were you?
No, I like the typical cliche. I was the outsider girl. who was trying to make a lot of friends, but it didn't work. And in the end, I ended up with metal friends, you know, people who listen to death metal and rock. And there,
Really?
I felt super comfortable with those guys. So before I listened to techno, I listened to death metal. And that was a lot of fun.
Wow. That's why you wear mostly black today still though, right?
Oh yeah, it fits perfectly with the techno scene, yeah.
Easy transition. Who was your favorite what was your favorite death metal song?
Oh, the favorite song? I don't
Or
know.
favorite
I don't
band?
know what I'm talking about, but I really liked Arch Enemy and Amon Amarth. Hard for a word for me. Amon Amarth, yeah, and
Okay.
Arch Enemy. But it's not so known, I think.
I don't, yeah. Well, I also didn't grow up. I grew up in hip hop. So like I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm trying to know these names. Do you still listen to metal today?
No, I don't really, but if I hear it, then I like it again. Like if
You're
it's
like,
on the radio or something like this, and then I'm like bouncing back to that time, and I really liked it. So I wouldn't choose for it now, but if I listen it by coincidence, then I like it.
what do you listen to outside of dance music? Like what do you listen to when you're a runner, right? So what do you listen to when you're running?
Well, I'm not running so much anymore. Where did
Oh,
you get that from?
I read an
But
interview that said you liked running a lot. So like, I mean,
oh, okay, we go for a lot of walks. Yeah.
oh, okay.
But yeah, but if I would run, then I would probably actually check out techno sets from other DJs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you know normally you don't have the time for that to
Yeah,
really listen
girl.
to the whole set. But then I would do that. But if I am just at home or I'm traveling, then I only listen to ambient and chill out.
Like lo-fi ambient chill out or like,
Yeah,
oh,
like I don't want to listen to any techno.
yeah. Well, your brain
Privately.
has to rest at some point.
Really also sometimes when I come out of the club, then the driver's waiting for me and they put the radio on. I'm like,
You're
please
like,
stop
no,
music. I don't want to listen to anything. Yeah,
my brain cells do not want anything over 120 BPM right now.
exactly.
Well, and you have a cat too who has not made an appearance yet.
You want to see him?
Yes, I want to see the cat.
Right, I
Oh,
have
he's
to.
been right there the whole time.
Oh, he's here in a box. He's in a Zalando box.
Well, you don't have to wake him up.
I don't know. That's him.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Hi, sweetie. What's his name? Oh, he's beautiful.
His name is Dirk.
It's
Dirk.
Dirk.
Yeah.
Hi,
It's a very German name.
what does it mean?
Nothing, but it's just a German name, and I found it so funny because it's a Bengal cat.
He's beautiful.
Yeah, they're really special, and I love having like those special cats and then giving them sort of typical German name.
What's the most ridiculous thing Dirk has ever done?
Oh, don't start about that. He one time, because those Bengal cats, they are
Yeah.
very, very wild and they need a lot of attention and they're a bit crazy. He wants to go. One time we came home and we had like a super big bag of rice, like really big one.
Yeah.
And he opened that and the whole rice was completely in the whole kitchen. And I didn't even understand first what was happening, but yeah, he opened it. He can open everything.
I just like chewing, like because my dog will open it. But he's such a little. They're so well. Cats are
He's really
crazy.
strong. Yeah, you know, he's so crazy and also jumping on everything and destroying everything. But same time, he wants to have a lot of attention and cuddle, and it's very cute. Yeah.
Does he do that cat thing where he likes pushing stuff off of the table? Like when you.
Yeah.
What is that? Like why?
Yeah, I think they're being cheeky, you know.
They're very cheeky. He's beautiful. Thank you for sharing us with him.
Now you have to go.
I think we're almost done with everything except for the lightning round. So let me just triple check on everything. Oh, by the way, have you played out here yet? I was wondering about that.
No, not yet. We're working on my visa right now.
Okay.
But sometimes it can take a while with
Yeah.
America. So no, we're working on it and I hope next year.
Okay. That'd be awesome to hopefully have you. If you come out to LA, then I will come out for sure and support. So
I hope so. It would be
yes,
amazing.
of course. Did you ever learn kite surfing?
Yeah. Like,
You did?
can you do too?
No.
You just learn.
I want to learn, but I'm also terrified of like dying. Like it just.
Yeah, believe me, I was crying in the beginning. Every session I was out there, and I'm not a water person. I'm not a wind person, because you know where I come from in Germany, we don't have this, you know. So I came here, and then I noticed, okay, so all the young cool people here, they are doing this. If I don't do it, I will be always the outsider. So I have to learn it. My boyfriend taught me kite surfing when I wanted to learn it, and it took me a while to really understand the kite moving in regards of the wind, you know, because if you never did this, you have no idea.
No.
And just the fact that you're out there in the wild ocean, just depending on that thing, that sometimes still I think that, like, wow, what am I doing here, you know? Sometimes you see seals coming with you, you know. It's so cool.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, and first of all, how are you gonna be like, I'm not a water or a wind person, so I should learn kite surfing?
Well, I think it's the best to do the things which you are not good in.
Yes.
I mean, you know, out of your comfort zone. And yeah, I thought, okay, this is the next challenge. I have to learn it. And even if you then don't like it, well, then you tried.
Yeah.
But I really liked it, and now it's a bit cold, but
were you good at it immediately, or did you fall a lot? Because I feel like I would just face plant in the water.
It happens, but I'm also very careful. So I'm like the best slow kiter in the world, you know. I'm so slow. And that's because if you ride a lot against the wind, then you're gonna slow down from that. And I like that. I like to go slow. And now I'm jumping. It's really nice, but it's so scary.
How come we don't have any videos of this on your social media or anything? That's amazing.
It's really difficult to make a video of that, actually.
Well, somebody's on the boat. Oh, that's true. It's probably like skateboarding, right? Where like the other person also has to be on a skateboard to like track with you.
Kind of, yeah. Or you can stand in the shallow water, but then, you know, you cannot just easily jump there. It depends on the wind, because you don't want to end up on the shore, you know. So it's a bit tricky, but there are some videos actually for me kiting, but not so much. Yeah.
And you never like fell or messed up like one time? I feel like I would do that. I did.
No, of course, like you did the whole time. No, of course, but I mean, nothing happens, you know. You hit the water, and yeah, you're a bit shocked first, but that's it, and then you're gonna do it again.
No, because I remember I learned jet blading in Barbados, and I don't know if you know what that is. That's where they strap the jetpack onto you all in the water, and you have to like do that. And like you have girl. I almost died so many times.
But is it easy? No, it's not easy.
No, it's not as easy as it looks. And I learned and did it in one session at the same time, because they're like, it's fine. It's Barbados. There's no regulations. So they're like, it's fine. You just get on the thing. And I'm like, ah, like
amazing. Yeah. I want to try that too. It looks so cool.
It looks so, you feel like you look like you're going to be Iron Man. And then you get on and I'm like, I'm now Drowning Man. And like,
oh yeah.
But totally worth it once you do it. It's just you will almost drown like a million times. I was like face planting in the water. And so now I'm scared to try anything else.
Okay, but with kiting, that will be so different because it's not so violent. Normally, if you learn it in a good day with good conditions.
Okay.
One thing what happened to me in the beginning is that if you don't understand yet how to brake or speed it up, then sometimes I just went faster and couldn't stop anymore and then fell. But even that, it doesn't hurt. It's not a big problem.
Oh, okay. Whew. Well, maybe if I come for ADE, next year I'm gonna need to learn kites. I'll be the one.
If the conditions are good, we can try. But the problem is here where I live, it's like most of the time it's stormy, or at least too much for a beginner. Like
Yeah.
there's places where you can go here as a beginner, but it's far away. And that's why it's a sport which is very difficult to really do it, because if you book a vacation to learn it, you're always so depending on the conditions. And even then, if it's good, but then you go home and you don't do it anymore, it's like, I think you have to live at a place where it's non-stop good conditions.
Yeah, it's like surfing. You have to live in a surf town, because you can't just like go in your living room and practice surfing. Like,
no, you really need to live there, or you can do it already and then you just do it in your vacations. But to learn it and to really get better, you should spend some time at a place where you can do it.
Okay. Well, now I have goals for next year. Okay, time for your speed round. Are you ready?
Okay, yeah. Oh my god.
Let me pull up I know I have to. I'm like, hold on. Let me pull up my speed round questions. Okay. Well, so these are pretty easy. There's only like 5 to 10 of these. So, intimate club or festival?
Intimate club.
Donuts or donut holes?
What? What is the second one? I don't even know.
You guys don't have donut holes over there?
What is that? A donut hole?
We will in America will actually sell. So you know the donut, right? Wow. I hope I hope they release this video with audio.
Okay.
In America, we have the donut, and then people like the hole sometimes in the donut that gets pushed out. So they'll just sell the little donut hole.
Oh, that's so funny. No, I don't know about that. Okay, let me take a donut hole then.
What?
I'm choosing the donut hole.
Okay, she chose the donut hole.
Okay.
I said that, and as it was coming out of my mouth, I was like, that's definitely an American thing. Oh, okay.
I never heard about this ever.
Congratulations, you learned something today.
Yeah, amazing.
Awesome. Okay, 2 p.m. or 2 a.m.?
2 a.m. No, my cat destroyed them. I'm sorry.
Cats or dogs?
Yes.
New Year's Eve or New Year's Day?
New Year's Eve.
Sprinting or jogging?
What was that?
Sprinting or jogging?
Oh, jogging.
Oh, yeah, same. Techniques or CDJs?
CDJs.
Are there different shades of black?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
As someone who wears a lot of black, I'm like, she definitely thinks there's different. Yes, okay.
Yes, for sure.
Cotton or leather?
Leather.
Ketchup or mustard?
Mustard, for sure.
Winter or summer?
Summer.
Best piece of advice someone's ever given you?
Do not take everything so personal.
Worst piece of advice anyone's ever given you?
Don't do DJing. That was the worst advice.
And last but not least, what would you tell your 5-year-old self?
Oh, yeah, that I should stay curious and exploring the world and try everything. Like I was like that, but I would just keep telling myself, like, go on with that.
And that's exactly what you're doing now. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you and the inspiring artist that you are. Y'all make sure you check out Lilly's music. She is at Lilly_Palmer DJ, correct? On Instagram. And her new single Aether is out right now. And I'm sure you have tons of upcoming music. Make sure you check out her record label Spannung as well. And you are, of course, tuned into Gray Area. We are at Enter Gray Area. My name is Ryden, at official Ryden, RYDEN. Thank you for being here. We love you. Thank you, Lilly.
Thank you for having me.
I'll talk to you soon.